We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with their opponents. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Run on first down. Dalton. And he'll work this second down. Very strong in that victory from a week ago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. To throw, it's Lance. Now he'll escape to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
No grounding call there. He had a receiver near the right sideline. It was pretty clear there. He just needed to get rid of that one.
And he did have a receiver in the area, but initially my view was obstructed, and I thought that was going to be grounding, but clearly the correct call made, and that is no call.
Is that why you threw your play sheet down? Is that why you did it? Was that the flag?
You can't be giving me up. I got a lot of issues up here in the booth. Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Second down and 7. From the gun, it's Lance. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they've got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
Now a throw here to his running back. Not much there, only a yard.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Hurts. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hopkins. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
He's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Well, they gave themselves options there on the third down play and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Off the option, here's Akers. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup. Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they? Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Flushed out right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That's something you have to be aware of as a defense and have to find a way to account for him. And if you're not going to use a spy, you're telling your guys to keep your eyes on him because when he breaks out and makes plays like that, all he does is hurt you. Have to at least be able to contain him somewhat. There they could not. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown! A great effort there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Bulldogs have taken a first quarter lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue. I would agree with that. Division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood. To throw again on 2nd down. Lance. That's to Mitchell out of the backfield. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage. On 1st down, Dalton shreds the tackle. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty. It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play. Lance going to throw. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. Call it a gain of 12, but of course not a first down due to the previous penalty. It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part. Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Lance's throw there caught by Gallup. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second and 2. They run the counter. Dalton. And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Throwing now is Lance. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, time to knocked it free.
So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know, they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents. So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. So on the big tight end, holding.
Each and every year, we talk about very few tight ends coming into the league that are polished blockers or asked to do it a lot in college. So it's a constant struggle and a constant fight to learn how to do it.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Another try after the 1st down sack. Hurts. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. Sean McVay unhappy on the sidelines visibly. He's made the decision to reach for the red flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
To throw on 2nd and 6, Hurts. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
2nd and goal from the 1. On the sneak, it's Hurts, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Jalen Hurts with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Bulldogs are able to extend their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team, because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. But let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out?
They'll run on 1st down. Dalton, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here at a 3rd and long. On 3rd and long, it's Lance. And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Well, really not much secret there. 3rd and long, Charles, that he was looking to throw the football. And I would imagine as a defender, you're kind of salivating in that spot, right?
You certainly are, because 3rd and long situations, they tip the scale towards the defense every single time. Now you're actually able to dictate
and understand what the offense is trying to do. You know where the first down marker is. You set your defense that way, and maybe you can be a little more aggressive in certain situations because of that. You start focusing on your coverage assignment, and when the ball's released, you break on it and make a play, as we just saw there.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Cam Akers, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Bulldogs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it's now 21-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any point. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. That pick six extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
The Niners take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant.
Throwing after the interception. Lance. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. This offense now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Lance. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to have a first down here. They're also into field goal range at the 28. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, Dalton. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Second and 8 coming up.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Here's Lance to throw it. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Working from the gun, Lance. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Oh, he fakes a spike. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Again, they'll throw it with Lance. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. Michael Gallup in the final seconds of the first half. And the Niners are on the board here in the final seconds of the first half. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Coming up on a 2nd and 6. Here's Hurts to throw. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. They're looking for a spark defensively. When he went for that ball, probably thought he had a chance at the pick. And remember, they had 2 last week in the win. Obviously losing here.
Well, you talked about looking for a spark, and the best sparks are when you make big plays for your team, and he had that opportunity there. Couldn't haul it in, but that doesn't mean they're going to back off at all. They figure if they can get one of those takeaways, they can spark their team to a win.
And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 23. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. From the gun, it's Hurts. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. He'll get this to Akers out of the backfield. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to about the 19. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 45 yards away. And Gay knocks this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
They'll run on first down. Dalton, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after them now.
On play action, Lance. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Lance looking to throw it. He'll have a first down past the 40. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there on the catch and run.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
36.
They'll try to run this one in. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game. Gotta figure this is one they need here on 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit. Now the 49ers electing to lead the offense out there and go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. Sliding out of the pocket. This is caught. Was he in? Yes. 2 points. But still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure. But that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than 1 play ready. Because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. Here's a great example right there.
And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled it to 15. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Hurts throw pulled in by Hopkins. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Here's a run with Akers on 2nd down. And he will fight his way forward to about the 23-yard line. He got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. the option. Here's Akers. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Back now here in Santa Clara. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. Meanwhile, Lance's throw taken in by Samuel. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Shotgun now for Lance. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. It's caught inside the 25. He goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Read it well, and it's picked. And the return will stop them well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. And that pretty much has been the storyline, Charles. This defense, they seem to be one step ahead from the start of the game until now.
And you identified it perfectly, and we can see the frustration that's settling in now. And it's probably been there for a long time, but now it's evident because you can see it in their faces, you can see it in their body language, maybe even a little bit in that play call that ended up maybe closing them out.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end, and taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. But 1st down, Hurts. Past the 20, 10, 5, and all the way in for the touchdown. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Lance. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st and 10, here's Lance.
He's got his man. It's Gallup. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. A big play there for the Niners.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long, go get it, big man.
And if you're looking for proof of his speed, Next Gen Stats shows that he was traveling just over 21 miles an hour there. Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal. And Lance now to throw.
Touchdown 49ers. Deebo Samuel from 4 yards out. And the 49ers get a score closer. Now the 49ers electing to lead the offense out there and go for 2.
Drop deep, drop deep. 38. He's checking. Crash.
They'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. Well, that was almost a 4-point swing. The interception, if he had returned it all the way, would have been 2 for them, but just a little bit shy.
And when it's a play like that, you're exactly right with the math. But don't you feel like it would have counted for more if they found their way all the way back to the end zone and gotten the 2? That changes the whole momentum, doesn't it?
And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's the bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little pass.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Hurts. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Blake Martinez. And the Niners are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7. So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield.
And now here's another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And that will bump the lead up to 26. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Throwing after the interception. Lance. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
2nd and 10.
So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now a throw here to his running back. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about...
And my goodness, another interception. Darius Slay with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. Might get a pick or 2.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Throwing after the interception. Lance. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off.
And Lance going to throw. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
I think this is what this game's become now. Just go deep, see if we can get something to go our way.
Yeah, not the most creative or most inventive play call there, but not much throughout this game. They're almost at a loss about what to dial up.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Throwing now is Lance.
And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter.
Throwing on 1st down is Lance.
He's going to let it fly. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man. And you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big play there for the Niners. And that'll make it 2nd and goal.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing, and if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Again, it's Lance. Being chased out left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player on the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
One final try now for Lance. And a little bit of a consolation prize there. He's into the end zone. Won't win him the game, but they do get the score with all zeros showing.
But some fantasy players are really happy with that score.
Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play. But still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.
So for the Londoners, it's a dream start. 2 wins in 2 early road games. And they'll return home next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Lambeau to take on the Packers.